Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Today, Kevin Samuels talks about what's a modern woman's weapon of choice. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Hi, how are you? Hi, well, how old are you?
The proper intentions, and I think generally people know what they want when they initially enter into an agreement or want to go on a date. But sometimes people are kind of unsure of what they want in a relationship.
Nope, that's not what's actually happening. They are exactly sure of what they want. They want bedroom fun with you, and so they dance around the issue so that they can have bedroom fun without giving you commitment.
Are you married or are you single? I forgot to ask you, are you married or are you single?
It's okay. I'm divorced.
Okay.
Perfect. So we know what men want with you. They want bedroom fun.
So what do you mean people don't know what they want?
Well, so a woman may see a man and he may ask her on a date and she may agree, and she could be at any place in her life where maybe she's just beginning to get into the dating scene again, or maybe she's been dating for a while, and maybe she's had some bad situations.
Let's look at the red flags here. The short hair, cut in the womanist style, giant long fingernails, the giant hanging pink earrings, and it sounds to me like an entitled attitude, but we'll see. Also, when she's talking about how the girl has had bad situations with men, yeah, that means that she's recreational use only. She doesn't know how to pick men. And what that means is that she's probably alpha widowed.
Or, maybe it's not she's uninterested in him, but maybe she just has some other considerations that may impact or affect how she...
Now she's telling on herself with this verbal gobbledygook. She's saying, I want to keep my options open for as long as possible.
How she's moving through that dating phase. And so while she may not be ready to date, ready to have sex initially, it may not be that she's using him for money or using him for something that's not...
Stop the cap.
I want you to understand what men are hearing. What men are hearing is maybe she is, and maybe she's not, and maybe this, and maybe that, and possibly that ain't got nothing to do with us. No.
Exactly. Basically, what ends up happening is the girl, regardless of how she feels, she ends up, by her actions, using the guy for time, attention, affection, and resources without giving anything in return. Men are not interested in that. The medium is the message.
Nothing.
Okay.
You know what that got to do with us? When you get your shit together, call. No. I'll let you go on. You know what that has to do with men?
Okay.
Respect everything you have to say. When you get your shit together, call me.
That's right.
When maybe is no longer come out of your mouth, call me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want a maybe girl. I want a hell yes girl. All right, shitting time. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, and Tom M. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shoutouts to Curry Kid being the most recent purchaser of Strategist Guide to Seduction. I really do appreciate it. Go to my Patreon and subscribe. Patreon.com/theheliosblog. Also, if you want to support me on the podcast, just click the description link for the podcast itself. You can scroll down and you'll see a link to Buzzsprout. There you can support me as well. Share this video. All right, let's continue.
I think you're right about that. So I think a woman should be in a proper position today. I don't think you should go in kind of, half ready or half willing.
So
she's just talking and talking and talking.
So I'm gonna have to offer pushback. Then why would you give me that example?
Well, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes when you begin
No. We don't. See, that's the thing. We don't have to French toast. No, ma'am. You're a grown woman, And the women you're talking about are grown damn women. Would they
Right.
go to apply for a job if they did not plan on showing up to the job?
That's right. Exactly. But a lot of girls do just that in dating. It's true. Absolutely true. They may or may not show up to the date. They may or may not be interested in the guy. They may or may not want bedroom fun. They may or may not want to actually date. But they make the guy waste his time, attention, affection, and energy anyway. Because to them, the guy doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would these women you're talking about go apply for a job if they did not intend to show up and do the job?
Well, also, there's this. A lot of girls in 2023, they care more about respecting their boss than they do about respecting their man. And that even shows in dating, right?
Well, no. So I'm not saying that they
No,
don't
ma'am.
want to.
Then stop. Stop.
Okay, excuse
Stop
me.
right there. We're not combating.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to follow the logic.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that woman not go apply for a job
Mm-hmm.
if she had the intentions of not showing up?
Right. Well,
Why would she do
I
that?
don't think you should apply.
No. Listen to what I'm asking.
Why would she? Right. You said
Yeah,
why would she
listen
do
to what
that?
I asked. Why would a woman like you described, why would a woman go through the job interview and application process if she full well knew she didn't have any intention to go to the job? Why would she do that?
Okay. She I know you want okay to answer your question. I think she maybe some women do that. I don't if she was
No,
doing that, it would
ma'am, don't
probably be for a
overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it.
I don't know why someone would do that. I mean, when I apply for a job and when I go somewhere, I plan to attend.
That's the whole point, ma'am. So in other words, I ask you, why would a woman go apply for a job, go through the application process? She wasn't intending to go to the job. And the answer is you wouldn't do that. Why? Because it'd be a waste of time.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of girls in 2023, they don't care if they're wasting the guy's time or not. That's the problem. The problem is that.
What we need to get back to, people, is simple answers. You ladies are so used to talking and trying to baffle men with the BS.
That's right.
That you can't even be direct.
Yup.
Please
exactly.
Forgive me. That wasn't.
I'm just saying the women in general, ma'am. I didn't say you.
It doesn't matter if that was your intention or not. That's what you're doing, and what a surprise that you're divorced. You know.
Particular, but what I'm saying is everything you were saying. Maybe she's this. Maybe she's that. Maybe she's this. Then that woman does not need to be out on the dating market.
Mm-hmm. Right. I typically agree with that. I don't think a woman should go out with a man if she has no intention of.
You typically agree with it?
Typically agree. Muddying the waters.
You typically agree with it? You typically?
I don't think a woman should go. I don't think a woman should go. I don't think anyone should do anything if they don't have pure or good intentions. They have bad faith or bad intentions. I don't think a person should.
Then why?
It doesn't matter if she has good or bad intentions. It matters what the actions are. She can be the best intentioned person in the world. If she's muddying the waters constantly like you are, then it's going to cause problems.
Why would you come in making? Then why would you come in making possibilities for women to have bad behavior?
Exactly.
I don't make excuses for women.
Yes, you did, man. Maybe you guys don't recognize that. But when women like yourself come in and you start offering up possible reasons why the women do stuff, and you know it's wrong, you guys just don't call it wrong. You just try to explain it away like there's a reason. Ma'am, there's always a reason why we do what we do.
I just think that sometimes everyone isn't as aware of themselves as they could possibly be. I know you talk about they think they are may not be where they actually are. So I don't think it's always bad.
Ma'am, we're talking about what percentage of the dating population do you think are just confused and don't know where they are? Of all the women out there, of the women who are of dating and mating age, what percentage of women are you talking about? Just guess.
Of dating and mating age, people who I think are dating
of the
with
women on the
bad
dating
intention,
market,
or
of the woman, the mindset you're talking about, what percentage of the female population does that?
I think a very small percentage of the
What is that?
population.
What is that? What is it? Give me a number.
Maybe okay. Maybe people who are
The number.
She can't answer a question directly. Disaster. So no, basically, you'd never be able to tell this girl anything. Because she would never ever actually answer any point directly.
Number, just a number, just a number. No need, no more
okay,
words.
I want to make sure I understand the question. Sorry.
Ma'am, you just
okay.
said
People. Okay.
Oh,
yes,
God.
please clarify. Sorry, I think maybe
stop.
She's still answering the same way. What a disaster.
Unaware, maybe.
Stop.
Okay.
Take a breath.
Okay.
You just said that you don't think that maybe people aren't where they think they are, and okay. That's just like we talk about people who are overweight and obese, and we start talking about people who have thyroid conditions. I ask, what percentage of the people who are overweight or obese have thyroid? And people say less than 5%. I'm asking the thing you're willing to take time to talk about, what percentage of the women is that?
Tiny.
I think there is a high percentage of women who are unaware of themselves.
Oh my lord. This girl's totally unable to answer a question directly. What a surprise that she's divorced. Literally can't answer a question. The question was asked multiple times with patience, and she still can't answer it. I wonder why.
But I don't excuse the conduct.
Ma'am, I don't care about the excusing, ma'am. You just said I think it's a small percentage, then it's a high percentage.
Well, when you clarify the question, the way I understood
this is what I need you guys to understand, man. This is, and you're how old again?
I'm 40.
40, but argues like a 12-year-old.
Do you remember your grandmother or your great-grandmother?
Yes.
Did you grow up around them?
Yes.
Clearly not.
When your grandparents were this age, were they as indecisive sounding as you are?
Well, I don't think I sound indecisive, but they were.
Disaster.
Yes, you really do, ma'am.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're trying to explain or give a reason why women may do the wrong thing in dating. And then you're trying to justify, well, the reason why they did the wrong thing is because they may not be aware why they're doing the wrong thing. And I'm calling bullshit to all of it. And I'm saying, even if it did exist, what percentage of the population is out here unaware that they're really not ready to date because they haven't healed yet or whatever? What percentage of the population is out here moving like, well, I thought I was ready to date, but when I went out, I really wasn't over. What percentage of the population? And you say it's a large percentage or a small percentage? Which one? Large, small?
I just think
large, small.
You see? Again. Wow.
Large, small.
She doesn't, again, she's so obsessed with looking good to the audience that's watching her that she has to sit on the fence because she doesn't actually know the answer. She just wants to talk. And because she just wants to talk, she doesn't know what to say. And so she's waffling back and forth and not answering the question directly. Disaster.
I think there's I don't want to call it
large,
critical
small.
mass, but I think
large, small. Large, small.
I think there are more people.
Large, small. Large, small. Large, small.
Okay. I don't know if I had to answer that question. I think
large. You put it out here, ma'am. You put it out here. You've taken my time. You've taken my audience, and now I'm to the point to where I have to be this direct with you. I didn't put this on the
I'm
table.
sorry.
I was going with you, but now you're going to have to stand on what you said. Is it a large percentage,
Yes.
more than 50%, or is it less than 50% of the women?
I think there
More
are a
than
lot
50.
of
She's not answering the question, and she's choosing stubbornly to not answer the question. This is a masculine trait. It's I refuse to answer the question. I refuse to do what you're saying. I just don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. That's what she's doing. She's choosing to act this way. She's choosing not to say what the host wants because she knows the effect that it has. She's choosing this. She's highly disrespectful. Highly disrespectful.
50%, less than 50%. No other words needed. No, I think. No hot sauce. No more or less.
probably.
See what I'm showing you guys. I've given clear parameters, and she refuses to go with what I'm asking. It's always going to be what the fuck they want to do. I said large or small, and you keep on adding around. I said more or less, and you still. I said no other words needed. All you have to do is follow the answers, comply. But the Order 66.
Execute Order 66.
I don't
with
want
a simple request.
I don't want to misrepresent the
You
answer. I think.
Then, ma'am, now I'm going to get upset. Don't give me this bullshit about you don't want to misrepresent what you said. And this is another problem. They don't want to hold women accountable for shit. And I didn't ask you if you talk about Brenda, Keisha, Moquita, Linda, Karen. We're talking about women in general, and you still don't want to. Ma'am, large, small, 50%, 50% or more, 50% or less. Which one is it? Because I'm really about to. Then, ma'am, you're gonna have to go. Then you're gonna have to go. Then if you're not, no, you're not going.
She's literally choosing not to answer the question, and she's choosing not to answer the question to such a degree that it's annoying, and it's so annoying that the host is just done. Kevin's just done. You see how disrespectful it is? Now imagine that in a marriage. Disaster.
If you're going to answer the question, I'm going to move on. More than 50%, less than 50%. That's the only question that's out there.
Okay, I'll go with less than 50%.
Finally.
How much less?
By the way, a man's main agency is his ability to walk away, by the way, as demonstrated.
I don't, maybe 40%?
Ma'am, the reason why we're where we are right now is because you brought this case out here. You said, well, I don't think that a lot of people may be as aware as they are.
Mm-hmm.
The irony is that she lacks total self-awareness for how to communicate.
All right, and I'm saying, okay, then of the dating female public, what percentage of the population? Because you made a smaller case, and I'm saying what percentage? And you have spent the last 3 minutes avoiding answering what you're talking about.
Yes. But that's the only reason I did that.
Then why are you talking about it? No, I don't want to know why. I want to know why you're talking about something that you can't quantify. Even I don't need numbers that are verified by NASA. I don't need no, ma'am. This is important. Okay. I don't need numbers that you're going to present to Congress. I just need to know, are you talking about a minority or a majority?
Okay.
And we have spent the better part of 5 minutes of you dancing around this.
Okay, so I've answered your question. So
no, you really haven't, ma'am. You've answered. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. The question I asked you was what percentage of the women. I've had to make it almost at the first grade level to even move the conversation. You have not answered my question.
I thought I just answered it by saying 40%, but
that was not my original question. I asked you what percentage of female. I said what percentage of female dating population would you think is moving around out here like that? And I'm doing this for a reason, audience. I'm doing this for a reason. I want you to understand, audience, I'm doing this for a reason.
Well, yeah, we know what the reason is. The reason is you're trying to show the audience how these girls, that are divorced or whatever, or, girls with these specific traits, how they act. So you can pick them out. If she's not answering direct questions and she's avoiding constantly and trying to qualify what other people do constantly, there you go.
The only reason I say that is because what percentage do I think of women are not necessarily in a position? I don't date women, so I don't know. But women who are not in a position to date in a healthy space, I think it's a large percentage of women who are not able to date in a healthy space. But in terms of what percentage of people do I think are intentionally doing things that they.
He's done. Oh my lord. Now that he's muted her, it's just... peace. Now imagine having to live with that. Ooh, baby.
Well, I want the audience to understand that women in general, our women in particular, would rather fucking waste time talking about a tangential point.
Filibuster.
That has really nothing to do with the bulk of what we're talking about. This happens every day on YouTube. Every day. If there are men and women in a space, you are guaranteed to have at least one disruptive agent who will sit there and discuss fringe shit. Anytime you see a panel with men and women, you are almost guaranteed to have one woman who will sit there. Well, I don't know. Well, where'd you get that fact from? Well, where this? Where? Can't verify. Their position is to not move the conversation one bit. It's to keep it fucking stuck. Remember, she brought this point up.
That's a filibuster.
She said, well, hey, maybe there are women like this, and maybe there are women like that. I'm like, okay, well, all right, cool, maybe they are. But of 100% of the single women out there, what percentage of women are we talking about? And what she didn't want to say is what we all know, probably less than 2%. Probably less than 2%, but let's just even say it was 5%. That means 95% of the women, even if it was 10%, it's still insignificant. We spent 5 freaking minutes talking about something that does not make a difference. And you know why this is so important? Because this is Generation X. This is the breakdown in our relationships. This is the result
Execute Order 66.
We're supposed to be married to and dealing with. But how do you expect us to deal with anybody if you can't even agree? You can't even compromise. You can't even comply to a simple fucking question.
Yeah, now, exactly. Now, as I said, imagine marrying that. So literally, you can't tell them anything. Because if you try, this is what happens. You get filibustered. Which is basically just saying, no, I won't answer.
We're supposed to be the next ones up after the baby boomers go. That's our role. We're supposed to be teaching the younger ones coming up. And these are the women?
That's right.
Exactly. Won't hold them accountable. Won't hold them responsible. Don't want to overspeak. Don't want to generalize. Don't want to say anything to possibly affect. Well, then why the hell are you here?
Indeed. Disaster. What a total mess. He's literally got a drink to deal with it. Oh my lord. Okay. What a mess. Look, you can tell us.
I want you guys to understand.
You can tell how stressed he is.
That for men over 40, these are the women we were tasked with marrying.
Yeah, he's almost crying talking about this because it's so sad.
And moving the culture and the community forward. So when my critics and detractors say, well, how can he give advice? He's divorced. Being divorced, this doesn't disqualify me from talking about relationship. It actually qualifies me more. I am out here in it. And whether you agree with my tactics or my tone or not, The point is, it is in a small percent. But what did I say? Women refuse to make distinctions amongst men, hold women accountable. What did I say? They refuse to make distinctions amongst men, refuse to hold women accountable, and refuse to be direct.
Right. And why? Because, again, the strategy is a virtue signal. Look at what a great person I am. Look at how good I am. Look at how unoffensive I am. Look at how... And it's just... But what it amounts to is just dancing around the issues. Dancing around constantly.
Distinction amongst men. Hold women accountable. Be direct. How do you build anything with women who do this? How? We're supposed to lead something? Well, it depends on what the definition of is. It depends on what this means. It depends on that mean. Well, it could be. Well, I know one person at one time who had 3 toes, and her 3 toes kind of threw her off balance. And the thing that threw her off balance made sure that one leg was shorter than the other. She walked with a limp. Because she walked with a limp, it made her back hurt. Because she had her back hurt and her head hurt. And when her head was hurting, she couldn't always have a clear thought, so her thoughts are always jumbled because those 3 toes, and that really impacted on her decision making on relationships and shit. So if she had 5 toes, she might have had better posture and thus not had so many headaches and migraines. It might have been a better ass wife or something. Shut the French toast up.
And this can be summed up by the logical fallacy: anecdotal, using personal experience or an isolated example instead of a valid argument, especially to dismiss statistics. It could also be special pleading, moving the goalposts and making up exceptions when a claim is shown to be false. One or the other. Which are the 2 most common logical fallacies committed by women. Alright, we're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, and Tom M. Shout out to him. Go buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shout out to Curry Kid, being the most recent purchaser of the Strategist Guide to Seduction. I really do appreciate it. Go to my Patreon, subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can support me on the podcast by clicking the description link and then scrolling down to the Buzzsprout link under support the show. And of course, share this video. Thank you so much for listening, especially if you listened to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.